This Browns team just keeps on winning, but not only winning, but just doing it in different ways each week. If you're new to the channel, we cover teams that get ignored by the national media. Cleveland Browns being one of those. They are doing great things these last really all year, but the last 4 weeks or so, I mean, ever since Flacco came in, they've just been even better than they were. They're complementing offense and defense. And so after the win, you really start to dissect what happened. And this is what's huge. You know, Joe Flacco is really the huge part of the story. Finds Njoku again, did a video on him about Njoku's really kind of found his way with Joe Flacco, kind of throwing it to him, throwing it up to him, giving him opportunities, and he keeps coming through. But really what you noticed while you were watching it, and obviously the stats were there, but then when you really see it, it's like, what in the world? Amari Cooper. So it's almost like the Browns, who was going to step up from the wide receiver standpoint, right? The Browns trade Donovan Peoples-Jones. He was never really a factor for the Browns this year at all. But anyway, he's out. He goes to the Lions. And by the way, we're Detroit Lions fans, so we always kind of pay attention to the Browns and root them on. But he goes to the Lions. It's like, who's going to kind of be that outside player that's going to step up? You know, you got Flacco, you know, you got Njoku. Running game's been good enough. Amari Cooper comes in, and this Houston Texans defense has been pretty solid all year. He catches 11 balls for a Browns record, 265 yards. So the good news after the game is, man, do we have just a guy that can make plays as well on the outside? Like I'm kind of forgetting about I forgot about Amari Cooper. I mean, I knew he was on the team, obviously, and but it's like Amari Cooper, he can play now. Now, the best interesting fact of the day is that Josh Gordon had the record in 2013. Poor guy couldn't stay on the field. Always liked him. Let me know your thoughts on Josh Gordon. Like, from an outsider's perspective, it was like, dude, what? Why can't he get on the field? I mean, was it always because of the drugs and stuff, or what? I love that guy, but he never played. Okay, he came back in the game in the fourth quarter following a late Texans rally, catching a 13-yard pass on 4th and 7 to break the mark. So that was the best part. It was like, better put you back in, and then he catches the ball to break the record. So Cooper now has 4 200-yard receiving games in his career, one off the NFL record shared by Kelvin Johnson. So again, being a Lions fan, Kelvin, I mean, everybody knows, but just watching him and how dominant he was. So to say like, hey, yeah, we've got Amari Cooper on this team. So the reason this is huge is because now you can really start looking at playoffs and looking at what this means for the Browns seeding wise. And you say, all right, again, offensive line, good. Got some playmakers on the outside. Njoku, Flacco is the biggest story. We all know that, but now you just find more guys. So Cooper also achieved the feat for the Raiders and Cowboys, joining Terrell Owens as the only other player to do that. So do it with 3 teams. So I love seeing what the Browns have been able to do, especially with all of the injuries, not just injuries, but season-ending injuries to the main spots on your team. Nobody really comes back from that. But we did videos on this team way back in the summer talking about how, man, this team could be really good defensively. They're well coached. Jim Schwartz, a lot of things could go well for them defensively. And then offensively, just thought, well, they're going to be better than they were last year, and they weren't bad. But what happens? Injuries, problems all over the place offensively, and yet they lose games maybe they should have won. But then they just keep winning games that they shouldn't. That is the biggest thing. They keep winning games that they shouldn't. And this is another one where it's like, I don't know, Texans, they're kind of hot. They're losing their quarterback. No excuses. Nobody feels sorry for you. They come right in, dominate, and win the game. I love Cleveland. I love their chances in the playoffs. I love an outdoor team in the playoffs. An AFC North team in the playoffs. They're battle tested. They're calloused. Like, they're just going to be hard to beat. Joe Flacco's veteran, seen it all. You saw it early when Joe Flacco started playing for the Browns. People were trying to blitz him, see if he can read it. He's not mobile at all, so it's like blitz him, gets rid of the ball. They're sitting back a little bit, see what he can do. He can read coverages, still get the ball in tight spots, still has a strong cannon of an arm. It's like, Joe Flacco. You don't say. Absolutely love it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one, and we'll see all of you on the next